Welcome to the Divine Living Talk Show. I'm your host, Gina DeVee, and this is your weekly lifestyle segment where creating a beautiful life becomes the priority and you become even more fabulous. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Today I'm going to show you how to make a leek and goat cheese frittata, which is something that I make almost every week when I'm in the south of France. So this is going to be a lot of bringing my south of France lifestyle home to you. It might sound a little bit fancy, but it is delicious. It's super easy and it's relatively healthy also. So this is a leek. It's kind of like a scallion on steroids. And no, they're not always this ginormous. This is just what Whole Foods had yesterday. So nothing to be intimidated by. And to get our frittata started, you want to cut the end off the leek like you would any onion. And for the leek, you want to go up till where it starts to get dark. So go up through like the lime green part where it starts to get dark, then just chop it off. That's that. The thing to keep in mind about a leek is that you have to wash the inside because of the rings and dirt gets in there. So let me show you what I mean. Once you do that, you just simply cut it in half again. And you'll see these like pretty little kind of fanned out layers. You just need to run those under water so that you get out all of the dirt, but it's just that simple. This is how you cut the leeks for this frittata. You can do about 1/4 inch thick. So now we're gonna put about a tablespoon of butter in the pan. And then all you do is add these beautiful leeks to your tablespoon of butter, or 2. And I've pre-cut a couple more. Depending on the size of the leek, you can do about 2 to 3 leeks. And remember, they're gonna really simmer down. It's gonna be like less than half that size. And then I add a little salt and some pepper. I kind of like a lot of pepper, but you can put whatever you like. And that's it. And you let the leeks simmer down. All right, so nothing to be intimidated by here. You're just gonna let the leeks get translucent. And this is just one of my favorite recipes. You know, when I spend my summer in the south of France, I'm like an 85-year-old woman. I go to the market every day with my little like rolly cart, no makeup Birkenstocks, if you can believe it. It's such a natural, beautiful way to live. And I just see whatever's fresh in the market. And one day I saw these beautiful leeks, and then we'll get to the goat cheese part because what's not awesome with goat cheese? Everything. And so that's where I just started making these frittatas. They're great for breakfast, if you want to have brunch. I'll make it for the morning snack, and then I'll like nibble on it throughout the day, even room temperature. It's amazing. So I did go to Le Cordon Bleu. You may not know that about me. I didn't learn to make this there, but it is where my love of cooking really took off. And I just really learned the whole thing about cooking. You get better at it like anything, the more you do it. And that was one of the great things about going to cooking school is I got to cook and try new things for 40 hours a week for about 15 months. It was a great experience. And it definitely gave me the foundation for some of what I'm sharing with you today. Reduced down, they're nice and translucent. So what we're gonna do next is take these out of the pan and put them on a plate just so they can cool a little bit. Because before we add them to the egg mixture, we want them to cool down so that the hot onions don't start to scramble the eggs too soon. And you wanna make sure you get all these little bits out so that the bottom, because you're gonna use the same pan so that the bottom of your frittata doesn't have burnt onions in it. The next thing I'm gonna do is I have 6 eggs in here, and they're just eggs. And now I'm gonna add 3 ounces of goat cheese to the egg mixture. and just kind of crumble it up in there. So then you just mix the goat cheese and the eggs together. Bring your pan back. I like to do mine on a little bit of like a low to medium heat to begin with so I can have more control over it. And then you put another tablespoon in your pan so that it really coats the bottom of the pan so that the frittata won't stick, and it'll have kind of a nice golden, caramely, not quite a crust, but a nice golden texture and color to it. And then you add the leeks into your egg and goat cheese mixture. All right, and now the butter's melted and you just dump the entire mixture into your pan. And remember, this pan needs to be able to go into an oven, so it needs to be an oven-proof pan. And then just kind of space the leeks and the goat cheese around so it's sort of evenly distributed. And then, you know, just play with the heat a little bit. I keep mine again on that kind of medium heat, and you just kind of go around the rim and you'll start to see the eggs start to take shape. You're gonna feel very accomplished. It's super exciting. And then you start to realize how easy a frittata like this is. I've got my oven preheating at 350. So what we're gonna do is basically just cook the bottom side of the eggs, and then we'll stick it in the oven to cook through the rest of it. I just wanna get the bottom nice and caramely. Now that I've got the eggs in there, I'm gonna do a little more salt and a little bit of pepper. And so you can start to see the edges now take shape. So I picked leek and goat cheese because it's a 2-ingredient dish and it's easy, and you'll see how delicious it is, but you can do this with absolutely anything. You know, when I go to the farmer's market in the morning and if I have some leftover bell peppers, ham, want to create more of the meat lovers style, for those of you that are in the egg white situation, have at it. Leftover broccoli from the night before, anything can go into a frittata. It's really your choice. So you can see the inside is still wet, but the bottom part is having this nice golden crust, which means it is ready to go in the oven. And that's your frittata. That will cook for about 8 minutes, depending on your oven temperature. So while that's cooking in au très chic South of France style, I'm gonna make a little green salad to go on the side of it. And it's very, very simple. I'm taking just a couple of, maybe like a big teaspoon of some grainy mustard, some olive oil, a couple of drizzles, and then a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and just mix this around. I just love having some nice greens to go with the frittata. It just has that little bit of freshness, plus it looks great on the plate, and of course it's healthy for you. And then just plate a little bit on the side here. I like a few little tomatoes. We'll do 3. And then we just wait for the frittata to finish. All right. Here she is. Deliciousness on its way. So after I baked it, I just finished it off with a little bit of broiling on the top, just so you get this beautiful caramel golden crust. And because you have that butter on the bottom of the pan, it comes right out. South of France coming at ya. Leek and goat cheese frittata with a side of green salad. Deliciousness is right here. Don't mind if I do. It's so damn good, you're gonna love it. The creamy goat cheese with the little crunchiness of the leek, the eggs, that's the healthy part. Got nothing left to say except bon appetit. All right, ladies, who's hungry?
Yes. Oh, yes. Load me up, sister. Oh my God.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, hot damn. Yeah.
If the millennials are gonna make it, you can.
Oh, it's so good. It's really, really great.
Claudia, would you like some? All right, so for all your friends who you know are looking to be a domestic goddess and would just love to show off with a fancy frittata for brunch, please share this with them. Don't keep the secret on how easy it is. Wait till you taste how delicious it is. Also, I want to hear about it when you make it. What ingredients are you using? Did you actually try this out? So leave a comment, and remember, you work so hard all the time. Like, take a moment to make this a fabulous Tuesday morning something, a Saturday morning something. You know, it's really about you being feminine and enjoying your life and just getting good at the simple pleasures, and that is definitely this.